I am 100% okay with doing absolutely nothing but be alive for my 50th birthday.
There you go.
Yep, people are coming on in. We're at 34
Yes.
now.
Oh,
Welcome,
good.
everybody. Come on
Yes.
in. Hey.
Come on in.
Hey.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Good, good. Got 35. Wait a few more minutes because we've got, I think, about 70 people, something like that, coming in. So we'll wait a little bit longer. People coming in now.
Hi, Liz. How are you?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm good. Just got done working out, but I made it. I'm so excited
good.
that you guys got Marki to come join us.
Oh, I know.
Fantastic.
It's always, Marki's she's a dog.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
And I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to have my daughter join. She's actually one of our state strategic partners. She's on a call right now with a client, but she's going to join us in a minute too.
Oh, that'd be
Excellent.
wonderful. Wonderful.
Well, while we're waiting on everyone, if everyone, there's a chat at the bottom. So if you take your mouse and you hover at the bottom, you will see the chat. And I want to make sure that everyone has access to the chat because you can type in questions for me. I can respond back to you. But if you hover over the bottom, you'll see it says chat. And if you want to, you can open it up and it'll be on the right-hand side. And then we have to also make sure that we mute everybody. Let me go see who might that be. Seems like everybody's muted. Yeah. See, yep, they are. And we're just giving people a few more minutes. We're probably at about 50% of the registered people here. If you could, in the chat, even though I know we're in the Sacramento area, tell me how long you've been in real estate. How many years have you been in the wonderful world of real estate? I know I'm getting old. I've been here 21 years.
Well, I was a late bloomer, so, you know. I waited before
21 years, 17 years.
Wow.
Oh, 17. Look, Michelle, nope. The president-elect got us for 25. 6. Then we got a baby in here too. Oh, almost 1 year just starting.
Oh, Lindsay,
so welcome,
yes.
Elizabeth and Lindsay. Welcome to the wonderful world of real estate. Oh, insurance, Chris, insurance since 1948. Let me think about that for a sec. Well, first of all, you've been in real estate longer than my mother is old. So I do not believe that their number.
Chris doesn't look like she's been in it since 1948. Maybe that's when she was born.
But okay, good. Because I'm like, oh, but that means, Chris, were you born your second generation or third generation? Were you born in real estate? Yep. So yeah. Yeah. Them numbers were not making sense initially. They make sense now. Licensed since 1989. I graduated from high school in 1988. Title insurance since 1968. All right, come through. Yay. Let's see where we are now. We're at 42.
42.
So we have a lot of tenure. We're seasoned professionals here today.
Yes.
And that means that our newer agents, you are online with a vast amount of knowledge. I do want you to now come back and type one thing you want to learn. Now, I'm not going to say that's what you're going to learn today, but one thing you want to learn, because we do have a Q&A segment at the end, and I can answer any questions. We will actually go live to the internet. We're on the internet, but I will open up a browser and I can show you anything, I think, because I actively engage with social media and technology every single day. No one has typed anything in.
Okay. Well, let's see. Should we wait a few more minutes, or I'll do your introduction, or do you want to wait a few more minutes?
Well, Liz, we're at 42, so it's 100% up to you.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get started then, and then they can jump in the next, because it's about 5 after. So how's that? Well, anyway, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much to our event. You can see Marki now, and you're going to have a wonderful time. I can assure you of that. For those of you who do not know me, I am Liz Andrews, Women's Council of Realtors, Sacramento Network President, last year and this year. So I would like to introduce your Sacramento Governing Board. President-elect is Sharon Robinson. Secretary is Beth Blur. Treasurer is Tanya Warman. Event Director, Melissa Moya. And Membership Director, Savannah Herson. I think everybody's on there. Melissa will be joining us here soon. It looks like we've got some of our state line officers. I'm so glad you're here. We've got a lot of people, but you are here to not listen to me, so we're going to get started. I want to introduce Marki Lemons, is it pronounced Ryhal, right?
Ryhal. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Marki is a 6-time Realtor Conference and Expo featured attendee, one of 100 speakers selected out of over 400 speakers to speak at the Realtor Conference and Expo 6 times with high program evaluations, and an Inman closing keynote speaker. Marki is a licensed managing broker, realtor, avid volunteer, major donor, and international bestseller author of The Modern Real Estate Professional's Guide to Success, and some others also. In 2019, Marki was nominated as an RIS Media Real Estate Newsmaker and inducted into the Reebok Hall of Fame. Marki is dedicated to all things real estate with over 25 years of marketing experience. Marki has taught over 3,000 realtors how to earn and get a return on their marketing dollars. Marki also holds a Bachelor of Science in Management from Chicago State University, a Master's in Business Administration from St. Xavier University, and over 50 real estate related licenses, certificates, and designations. So I will quit talking and give a warm welcome to Marki. Yay.
Yay. Thank you, everyone. Welcome. I am Marki Lemons-Ryhal, real estate keynote speaker and international best-selling author. I teach class from the concept of seek first to understand. Make sure that if you have any questions with our time here today, that you type those questions in the chat bar. After I complete a thought, I will come back and I will check the chat bar. The good thing about everything that you've typed in so far, I plan to teach you. I will go a little bit more into details on creating ClickFunnels. Even though this is not a ClickFunnel class, I will elaborate on that. And the only thing that I need to bring in will be hashtags. So I think we're going to cover everything. On Friday, March the 13th, my life changed. Generally, I am on the road 100 nights per year as a keynote speaker. And what happened is that email after email after email I received said postponed, canceled, rescheduled, postponed, canceled, rescheduled. Because by March the 13th, I had already traveled the distance around the world. And so I did what a lot of people did. I slept. It took me about 48 hours to get my mind wrapped around that all of that great business planning I had done in 2019 was going straight down the drain. But it was an instant reminder that plans are meant to be changed. So I had to ask my question, Marki, what are you going to do now? What is my saving grace is that I am an early adapter of social media and technology. But I want you to be clear. I'll be 50 on my birthday. I am getting closer and closer to the average age of a realtor being that of 54 years old. I am not a tech native. I have a degree in marketing, and we were not using technology when I earned my MBA back in 1996. That means that I had to become committed to being a lifelong learner, and I had to unlearn and relearn numerous concepts, as most of this stuff did not exist at that time. When our world decided to pivot and change on us, we had 2 states in the country where real estate was considered non-essential. They couldn't do anything. But regardless to whether you can actively sell real estate or not, we still have to deal with buyers and sellers who some are suffering from PTSD, some are paranoid. It doesn't mean that that seller wants you and or your buyers on the premises. So whether we're essential or non-essential, regardless to that fact, real estate today is different than real estate was before Friday, March the 13th. And what I want us to do is to become comfortable with all of the different tools that we can implement for little to no cost in order to ensure that we are able to garnish and maintain market share. So regardless to being essential or non-essential, things are not going to be the same. And how do we adjust to our new realities in the great world of real estate? Well, the tips that I'm going to share with you, you can utilize these whether you're dealing with the buyer or with the seller. So it doesn't matter who you're dealing with, buyers or sellers, all of the tips and tricks that I'm going to share with you, they will work no matter who you are working with in today's real estate world. So a few weeks ago, there's a young lady by the name of Sarah Ware. She is a realtor member. She's a member of the Women's Council of Realtors. She is a graduate of NAR's leadership program. And we were on the phone because we're very good friends. And she says, Marki, I just received a call from a listing agent because I don't see the disclosures in our MLS. And I called to see where they were. And the listing agent said, oh, give me some time. I need to drive to the office and fax you the paperwork. It is not acceptable today. I don't care where you are or your age to ever have to drive to the office to fax anyone anything when we have things like DocuSign and .loop. One of the things that I realized during this time is everything that I was offering face-to-face, I am doing that 100% remotely. This education course was going to be face-to-face. However, I had to implement all of the tools to make sure that everything is running because I still want to do what I do. I still want to generate leads. I still want to show houses just differently, which we will go over. And so how do we pivot? Well, the first thing is we have to use the resources that are provided to us either through our local association, our state association, or the National Association of Realtors. Some of us are with major franchises. Those franchises provide us with different products and services. Some of our MLSs provide us with a wide array of products and services. We need to think about what have we already paid for. So I am never the person who will step over dollars to pick up pennies. I don't believe in shiny objects. I want to leverage all of my member benefits before I pay for anything. But it is essential today to have either .loop, DocuSign, or another storage system where you have all of the paperwork that is needed in a real estate transaction. One of the things that Carrie Little and I, she's a past state president for the Women's Council here in the state of Illinois, we decided to do was we took every form and we took those forms and we made them all fillable digital. So inside of Google, you have Google Forms. And what'll happen is people will come to the site. They'll give you their first name, last name, address, telephone number, email address, and it can automatically populate a spreadsheet. So now you have everything in CSV format for your customer service, customer relationship management system. I'm saying customer service, customer relationship management system. And you can deliver them a buyer packet, or if it was seller intake, a seller's packet. And so not only do I think that we should have these forms, I believe that we should also make sure every form is digital. And the way to create digital forms is by using Google Forms for absolutely no cost inside of Google. A lot of people know that I am a lover of video. Now, I was not always a lover of video. For those who have met me, you already know I am the shortest, the darkest, the roundest person in the room with the least amount of hair. Every room I go in, I'm the shortest, darkest, roundest person with the least amount of hair. And I point that out because everything that I just described to you is considered negative. They don't really want you short, they want you tall. They don't really want you round and fluffy, they want you thin. They really don't like short hair. I know they don't like short hair because I see too many women with hair weave, right? They want it to be long and flowing. Oh, they like it fair complexion, not necessarily chocolate. And so I pointed out because it is the negative. But here's the reality. I create video content every single day because people do not care about how I look. People do not care about how you look. People want you to solve their buying and selling problems. But I also point this video out because back in the day, they used to say that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, guess what? Today, 1 minute of video content is equivalent to 1.8 million words. How am I going to leverage video in my business? Buyer consultation, video. Seller consultation, video. Investor consultation, video. Oh, let's see here. Tenant consultation, video. Everything that we used to do face-to-face, we can do with live streaming video. You can use the platform we're on right now, Zoom. You could use Facebook Live. You could use Facebook Messenger. You could use Instagram Live. You could use Periscope. You could use YouTube Live. The options, there are abundant, okay? So when we start thinking about how are we going to transition our businesses, or better yet, implement a new strategy moving forward, video is going to be a huge component of our businesses moving forward. And here's the thing, you got to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. There was a time when I was getting ready to create video content. I had every single excuse in the world. The first thing is I needed to go get me a fresh haircut. Most people haven't had their hair cut now in 3 months. I paid a lot of money to go see a private barber to get this haircut the other day because I just couldn't take it anymore, okay? So no, you're not gonna have a fresh hairstyle. The next thing was I needed to go to the MAC makeup counter and I need to buy $50 worth of MAC products in order for them to do my makeup because I needed to look beat in my videos. Well, so much for that. I don't have on any makeup today, okay? The next thing was I never wanted you guys to see me in the same outfit twice. So I needed to also get and buy me a new dress. And you're talking about a person who has 4 closets. So I got a boatload of dresses, but I couldn't let you see me in that same dress twice. And what do I have on today? A branded t-shirt that says create visual content. It's a quote that I use or a hashtag I use in my book. So we have to stop getting ready to create video because they're going to see who we are when we show up. And as I always joking, do you really think that the wife wants you to look better than her? Now, I know we have a few great men with us today. So the question would be, do you really think the husband wants you to look better than him? Video can increase purchase intent by 97%. There's numerous things that we have purchased as the result of a video. But the one thing I like to point out that I spent 10 times more than I'd ever spend on it is this content planner. I am in love with Marshalls, TJ Maxx, and Ross. Every type of little planner one could buy out of their store for the low cost of $5.99. I have had the opportunity to purchase it, okay? As a matter of fact, in close proximity, I have 2 such products. And if you look at the back of this one at the bottom, you can see that little TJ Maxx sticker. Well, how did I end up buying a $49 planner when I'm the queen of $5.99? Well, me and this young lady stayed at the same hotel in Maui. And every single day she was posting consistently to the internet, all this great content. And I realized she had a content planner. And so I spent $49 on that planner. This year, the planner is $59 because of the video and the content in which she was creating. Brands that use video marketing grow their revenue 49% faster than brands that don't. Ever since I started using video, I earn more money year after year. Actually, my earnings, well, we're going to see what they look like. Initially in 2020, were going to be 40% higher than they were in 2019 because I have video everywhere. But what we don't take into consideration a lot of time is that you can take one piece of video and repurpose it into 200 different forms of content. Well, I know someone wanted to know about ClickFunnels. I need that person to pay very close attention right now if you want to learn about selling from Facebook and the value of Facebook or even a ClickFunnel. So a couple of weeks ago, I had ordered a t-shirt and a mask. No virus formed against me shall prosper. I have a private Facebook group, Real Estate Live, and people were asking about generating leads even during being quarantined. I said, well, I'm sure I can go generate leads during the quarantine. If your MLS has a tool called Cloud CMA or Cloud Stream, this is how you would leverage that tool. I decided to do a Facebook Live. I am an advocate for Facebook Live and live streaming video because people get to actually communicate with you in real time. There's real-time interaction. All of the platforms, their algorithm gives preference to live streaming video. So if you want content that every platform is going to push up in the news feed, it would be live streaming video. So let's take a look at some of these numbers over here. I did the video. 4 people shared the video. So I'm at the top right-hand side, and it shows me that 633 views occurred. Now, I often could care less about how many people viewed my video. What I care about is the fact that I included a link in that post. So if you're going to turn your videos into lead generation, you must have an offer that is valuable, but you must also have a landing page that you can lead them to deliver to them whatever it is you said in the video. So Cloud CMA actually delivers an automated valuation report to whomever completed the form. And it also emails me that report. So I'm using a landing page because Cloud CMA is a landing page. In the video, it was real simple. I said, hey guys, it's starting to feel a little bit like 2008. In 2008, I lost everything. I thought I was rich. Woke up one day, didn't have nothing, okay? However, I want you to know that you're not alone. If you want to know the true value of your home today, click on the link. I'm going to send you an automated value of your home. You're going to receive a report. I'm going to receive a report. I'm going to review that report for its accuracy. And I'm going to make myself available to talk to you because you're not alone. That was the video. Well, let's see how that video performed on Facebook. At the bottom left-hand side, there is a tool called Bitly, bitly.com, Bitly, bitly.com. I will put it in the chat in a few. I know, and let me tell you what Bitly is. Bitly is a URL shortener and customizer. So I took this long, ugly link from Cloud CMA. I brought it over to Bitly. I shortened and customized it. And what Bitly told me was, hey, Marki, 58 people have clicked on your link. So 633 people viewed the video, 58 people clicked on the link. The question I wanted to know was, did I generate any leads? If you look over at the bottom right-hand side, what we will see is that I generated 4 leads. And you see the name Cassandra, and she say, hey, sugar. Cassandra is actually on my real estate team. So you're seeing the number 2 next to every lead, because as soon as the lead came to me, I forwarded the lead to Cassandra so that Cassandra could follow up. So I'm going to come over here to the chat, and I am going to type in that Bitly link, because Bitly is a tool that is available and it costs you absolutely no money. I love Bitly. Let's see. It's not letting me type into the dang on chat bar. Okay, hold on. Let me open this back up. Let's come back over here to chat. And let's see if it'll let me type it in. Yeah, hold on. Stop sharing. Let me come this way. bit.ly, bit.ly is the tool. So before we move on, what questions do we have? Because I know some people were talking about lead generation from video. Some people were talking about utilizing a ClickFunnels system. What questions do you have about leveraging video for lead generation purposes? Are there any questions? Type them into the chat. Oh, where can I obtain the content planner? If you go to Instagram and you just type in the content planner, Kat Gaskin, she will come up. And so she has a link on her Instagram account. What I like is that I know that I've grown all of my accounts since I implemented her tracker and her planner. So it is called the Content Planner, and she is very active over on Instagram. How to use Instagram to our advantage. Lindsay, I don't know if we're going to get to Instagram today. We have the Bitly link. I'm not seeing any questions in the chat. So we will go back to our presentation. So we're generating leads with this video content. So I don't ever have to leave my house, but I need to have the right equipment, okay? And I'm heavy on equipment, but I don't think that you need everything. And we'll discuss what I think you really do need and what you don't need in order to be successful. I think there's 2 sets of equipment that one should have. One, you should have equipment in your car. And this is my favorite go-to backpack. I always carry a backpack. I carry a backpack and I carry a crossbody bag. That's my daily attire when I leave the house. Now I'm only carrying the crossbody bag, but I'm going to show you everything that I store in my bag that I carry with me at all times. It's my to-go equipment. And all of my equipment, a lot of it, I have duplicates of it. The equipment I have in my house, I don't ever move that equipment. The equipment I keep in my backpack, I keep there at all times. I don't ever want to have an excuse to not create video content. So it's very easy to say, oh, I left that at home. Nope. So here we go. The very first thing you want to do before you ever do any live streaming video is you want to check your upload download speed. So on your computer right now, open up another browser, and I want you to go and type in the word upload internet speed. The very first entry is probably an ad, but I want you to scroll down just a little bit, shouldn't be that much, where you will see run a speed test. Now here's what's important. In order to stream live video effectively, you need to have the minimum upload. Download is not as important. You need to have a minimum upload speed of 10 megabytes per second. So if we look over here on the right-hand side, when I did it at home, it says internet speed test. My upload speed on the right-hand side was 16.7 megabytes per second, and it lets me know the internet speed is very fast. Your internet connection should be able to handle multiple devices streaming HD videos. Now, here's what's kind of interesting. Right now, YouTube and Facebook will not allow you to stream HD because it is overwhelming their system. So they reduced us back to SD. But you want to make sure that you have at least 10 megabytes per second upload and upload speed, because if you do, you should not have any impairment with your audio or with your visual. Now, just as we're troubleshooting, because a lot of systems are overwhelmed. Facebook has been running into consistent issues with live streaming video. Zoom has run into some issues. The most stable platform right now that we've been streaming live to is actually YouTube. But then they're also one of the oldest, most stable video platforms. So before you do any live streaming video, whether you're on a tablet, iPad, smartphone, computer, open up a browser and check your upload and your download speed, noting the fact that you want your upload speed to be a minimum of 10 megabytes per second. The next thing, over the course of the day, we sweat. That means we get sweat glands on our phone. That means we have sweat glands on our camera. For those of you who wear makeup, we have makeup. I know every time I put on makeup, I have it all over my phone, right? We have fingerprints on our phone. And often now when I'm teaching, I don't even wipe my phone off because I want you all to see the grease and buildup that is on my phone. So I am real serious about my lens wipes, guys, because I know that I'm going to take photos and videos every single day. That means that I need to make sure that my lens is clean at all times. Now, I don't want you to think that I'm hoarding these lens wipes. I'm not actually hoarding them, but I give away lens wipes at my teaching events, and I told you this was going to be a record year. So these were the screen wipes that I needed for the rest of the month of March. Needless to say, they're sitting over here in my nice little, I made me a little space over here in between the two pieces of furniture where I am storing all of my lens wipes, because there's absolutely no excuse for me not to clean off my lens before I take photos or I take any form of videos. I am going to wipe off my lens. Now, some of you have attended enough real estate events that you have lens wipes and you don't need these disposable lens wipes. What I want you to do right now is, if you have a lens wipe or you have one that you've gotten at a conference, or you could use your t-shirt, I want you to wipe off your device because we're going to create some content. Yes, we are. We're going to create some content. And I'm doing the same thing because I touch my phone and it gets dirty over the course of the day. So we want to make sure that we have a clean device, okay? That will be first and foremost. The next thing is, I signify with my fellow realtors, but every time I attend a real estate event, as soon as we as realtors walk into the room, the first thing we do is we scout out electrical outlets at the base of the floor, right? We look around, and 9 times out of 10, there's already a device plugged in. And then we take a deep breath, like we got an attitude. And we start asking people if that is their device, right? Well, our devices should be charged. Now, I live with a 24-year-old, and he wakes up every single morning after a good night's sleep, and his phone is on 0. And I'm like, how hard is it to charge your phone up every single night? But I get it. We're busy. So what we want to make sure that we always have is our own batteries, okay? Because I can tell you right now, there's going to be a device plugged into that wall. These are Anchor batteries. And the very first battery I actually purchased a couple of years ago. Terry Watson and I spoke together in Ohio, and he had one sitting on the dashboard of the car. And I'm like, and I picked it up because he had gone into the bank. And I'm like, who carries this big butt battery? This is ridiculous. And when Terry came back to the car, for those who've seen Terry speak, Marki, this is the world's greatest battery. This charging port charges 80 times faster than any other charging port. This is a must-have device, right? And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm not carrying that big butt battery around. Well, a few weeks later, at the Realtor Conference and Expo, my battery fell on the floor and it broke. And this has been my reliable go-to, put it in the side pocket of my backpack battery. This sucker lasts 4 days. Well, recently, Terry and I had lunch because we are both born and raised here on the south side of Chicago. And he says, Marki, I have a gift for you. He bought me a smaller compact one, right? The beauty in this one is it actually charges while charging, okay? And he said this will fit into all your smaller fanny pack bags that you carry. So he was very thoughtful in this gift. So I carry 2 of them. That means that I have at all times 6 days of backup battery. You gotta have a charged battery. The next thing is Wi-Fi works best. However, it's not the best thing when you're at home. Once we start talking about home equipment, I will get into that. If not, so the number one thing is if you're at home and you're on your computer, you want to be hardwired. I'll show you how. The next thing is Wi-Fi. The last thing would be to get you one of these 4G hotspots. So not only do I have my batteries, I carry my 4G hotspot as well with me at all times. This is all in my backpack. Audio is substantially more important than lighting. What you need on the go, you can have Bluetooth audio. However, my sound technician for my podcast has stated it is always best to plug in. Now, a lot of the new phones don't have that capability. And so you would get an inexpensive lavalier mic off of Amazon, and I do have an equipment list for you, okay? The next thing is lighting. Now, here's what's unique about lighting, okay? The lighting should always be in front of you, okay? Because it will actually reduce any fine lines or anything of that nature. You do not want the light ever behind you, okay? So if the sun is out and it is before noon, you should face the east. If it's afternoon, you should face the west, because you always want that light either on the device. So this is one of my favorite to-go lights. You either want it on the device or you want it behind the device. And the reason why this clip-on light is a favorite of mine is because it is USB rechargeable. So I think I spent $13. That's the true cost. Where I have this other light here, right? This light costs $24, but it needs batteries. So every time I put new batteries, the cost of the light actually just went up. So here's what we're going to do. I want you to pull out that clean phone, the phone you just cleaned off. I want you to keep a couple of things in mind for your photos and your videos moving forward. Actually, I want you to type this into the chat bar. What is one lesson that your parents taught you growing up about looking people in their eyes? Anybody want to share? What is that? What's that one lesson? Because I know my parents, not the only parents. Actually, I think it was my grandparents and great-grandparents who taught it to me. What is the name of the battery? The name of the battery is Anchor, A-N-K-E-R. I am going to make sure that I give you an equipment list, okay? So no one wants to share that lesson, huh? Oh, I know why y'all don't want to share that lesson. It's okay. We'll share it right now. I was taught as a child to always look a person in their eyes because it builds trust. And if you can't look a person in their eyes, then you might not be trustworthy. So the same rules that apply offline often apply online. Whenever we're creating these photos and these videos, we want to look into the camera eye because we want people to connect with us, just like I'm doing right now. But I need you to look at me because I'm getting ready to break this eye contact, and let me tell I want you to tell me how you feel. So I'm talking to you right now. Oh, dear seller, yes, I think I can get you $450,000 for your house. Versus, oh, seller, yes, I think I can get you $450,000 for your house. Now, the seller who's looking at you, right, watching your video is like, who they talking to? Okay, you just broke trust with that person. And so I want you to identify where is the camera on your device. Because whenever you're doing photos or videos, you need to look directly into the camera. Now, if you realize that when you're doing this photo or these videos that you're looking cute that day, or that you have something in your teeth, right? Or even a booger in your nose, you're looking in the wrong location. There's nothing about you should see when you are utilizing your camera correctly. So I want you to make sure you're looking at the person. Clean the lens, look at the person. The next thing is, and this is probably because I'm be 50, there is nothing, and I mean nothing, cute going on in the neck or the chin area, okay? So when we pull out our devices, the very first thing we want to do is we want to bring it at or above eye level. All these photos and videos right now, right? Look, I can see you. All this down here, it is not painting you in your absolute best light. For those of you who are on a computer, if you do one thing right, your smartphone, it all needs to be at or above eye level. I think someone we took care of it. Okay, at or above eye level. The next thing, wherever your light is in your room. So a good girlfriend of mine, she's a VP over at PepsiCo, and she's working from home. And I was like, you need to reposition your computer at home. And so she didn't understand it until she did it. So she made me get on a Zoom with her the next day to say how I look now. Well, you look substantially better. So I know we like sunlight, okay? But the sunlight should be behind our computer. That means that this would be the sun and this would be your computer, or this would be the window and this would be your computer. It is going to make you look substantially better. So I feel as if we look better, we would be more likely to create video content. But here's what we're going to do. Has everyone here actually joined the Facebook group of the organization? Yes, no? Okay. I'm going to take care of this real quick and then come back. I want everyone here, because we're going to have a little contest right now, and we're going to pick a winner at the end of the contest. Just Steph won $25 from us. So I want you to go right now. I want you to like the Women's Council, California, Sacramento, but it's actually WCRCASAC over here on the left-hand side. I want you to go and like the Facebook page of the organization. But wait a minute, you got something you got to do when you go over there. Not only do I want you to like the page, this is for the opportunity to win a $25 Amazon gift card at the end of the webinar. And I'm going to actually go over there and look, and I will actually send you your $25 Amazon gift card with your email address. One, I want you to like the business page. Two, I want you to clean off your device. I want you to elevate your device. I want you to smile at us. I want you to take a selfie and post it in the group. Now, I know I'm going to have some hard choices to make here because you all are all looking so fabulous, but that's the contest. So you're going to go like the business page. You're going to take a selfie with all the tips we just discussed, and you're going to post into that group. You can just say, hey, and I'm going to come and look before the end of the webinar, and I'm going to let one person know that they have won a $25 Amazon gift card. Are there any questions on that contest real quick? Any questions on the contest? Let me come back over here and open up my chat. Eye contact and a firm handshake. There it is. Keep your head up. People trust you when you look at, and it's the same thing on video. It's the same thing. Look them dead respectful. Looking in the eye shows you are listening. What's the name of the phone light? This is considered a ring light, but I'm going to make sure that I get you that whole equipment list. Just a ring light, purchased it off of Amazon. A lot of places right now might be out of it. I've had mine for quite some time. My MPS is below 10. How do I increase the speed? One, how many devices? So someone is asking their megabytes per second is less than 10. I would want to know first, how many devices do you have? And things like your ring system, it's a lot of things connected that you might not think about. I needed to increase my capacity because I used to be the only one working from home. Now I have a 13-year-old who's homeschooled. My son, he works remotely, but generally he wasn't necessarily here working remotely. So he's on the system. And my husband's a locomotive engineer, but they've gone to work in 1 day a week, so he's at home. And then everybody has multiple devices. So you need to, one, check how many devices you have on your system. And I would tell people to turn off the Wi-Fi. The next thing is we actually decided to increase the capacity of our network, which is something we probably should have done a long time ago since I'm doing so much work from home. And for me to stream 4K when it becomes available more effectively. Oh, a new post or under the event, under the event. Oh, new post. You don't have to do it under the event. You could just do it on the page, but I will come back and I can look at both. Are there any questions? Let's see. I'm just seeing that everybody definitely commented on the respect feature. So we understand why we should look. So when I'm taking photos and videos, and it took some time because you have to adjust. We are really looking at ourselves. Like, oh, you look cute today. No, you're not. First of all, you're not having a conversation with yourself. So how you look, once again, does not matter. It's all about being focused on your camera. Posted. I'm glad to hear that. I am elated to hear that. So I'm going to go back a second because I realized that I skipped 2 slides. So here's the ring light. It's called the ring light. It's on Amazon, but I'm going to give you an equipment list for you to buy your equipment. The next thing that you need in your to-go bag is you need to have a selfie stick. The reason for the selfie stick is because it actually helps to stabilize your device. And with this selfie stick, I can hold my device either horizontal or I can turn it and I can hold my device vertical. But what I love about this selfie stick is the fact that I'm able to open it up and it becomes a table mount tripod, okay? So when I'm doing my Instagram lives, I am doing them from my mobile device. And I take this and I put it probably right about there, turn it like this to do it vertical, and I'm hands-free, okay? Because that holding your device longer than 1 to 2 minutes is going to become a headache. So in my bag, I have my selfie stick. I have my 2 chargers. I have my 4G modem. I have my ring light. In the past, I used to have my Beast Grip with a bigger light, and this is a Rode mic. Actually, this is an expensive, like $150 mic. Well, this no longer works with these new phones because of how all the cameras are so advanced now. So I just keep this in my desk as a piece of furniture. And the reason it is turned with its back to you is because the camera would show a glare off of the lens of the light. I also have other lights that I've used. It's all about the lighting. So this light here, I actually purchased, and this one is powerful. I purchased this light at Ace Hardware in the checkout line. Well, actually, guess what? Not only did I purchase this light at Ace Hardware in the checkout line, I also purchased this one at Ace Hardware. Now, let me show you what it looks like when the light is behind a person's head. It changed everything on how I'm looking versus me bringing that to the front and having the light in front of me. So these I've purchased just novelty, to be honest with you, but I don't think a woman can ever have too much light. Once again, we're doing a contest to win $25 Amazon gift card today. In order to be eligible to win, you must go over to WCRCASAC, like the Facebook page of the Women's Council, Sacramento, California, and you must take a selfie and post it to be eligible, and we will select a winner by the end of our time here today. So let's talk about, we have our equipment, right? Well, I have numerous sellers who aren't going to let us on the premises. And I did an interview a couple of weeks ago with an investor. She is not licensed. She's an investor. And she does her own live streaming videos. And I was like, oh, as an agent who potentially listed her property based on the license rules in my state and how we handle licensing, I would never let my client do a live streaming video by themselves. Because if I don't have an exclusive right to sell agreement in the state of Illinois, I might not be entitled to compensation. So I don't ever want my seller or my buyer to go it alone. I want to be a part of that process. So how do you make yourself a part of the process? For all of your listings, you can definitely implement a seller assisted showing or a seller assisted viewing or preview. What does that look like? It looks like the seller is on the premises of his home. You're on the premises of your home. You use Facebook Live, Instagram Live, YouTube Live, Periscope. It is the two of you, and you are guiding them through the property. You are the voice of the video. That is exactly what it looks like. However, I would not do any seller assisted anything unless I do a preview of the property first, where the seller and I, through messaging or messenger, he walks me through that property first so that I can virtually stage it. And I don't mean by using fake tools and material. I mean, could you fluff the pillows? Oh, you know what? Turn this that way. Oh, yeah, that looks really good. Oh, did you change the bathroom towels out? They're actually walking me through the property to do a preview. And then 15 minutes thereafter, we actually do that live tour. I have a video on YouTube from 2016 where I did a mock open house using Facebook Live at the Chicago Association of Realtors that is now popular. But I was telling us to use these tools years ago because of how many people are on each of these platforms looking at content every single day. So you pick the platform based on the audience you are trying to attract. If you're my age or older, 50 or older, Facebook would probably be a logical place. However, I would also say Instagram would be logical. 70% of my audience over on Instagram is in that 45 to 54-year-old bracket, okay? If you are a millennial, You might start with Instagram, maybe even Snapchat or TikTok, okay? And then the beauty is all of these videos you're creating, you can then download them from whatever platform you create them on, and you can house them over on YouTube. So you want to pick that live streaming platform. If you are looking to invest in a toy, actually it's a very viable business tool that will totally enhance the experience. I would say look at a 360 camera, okay? I've had mine for about a year now. Actually, I came outside of Sacramento. I flew into Sacramento, and there's a gentleman, he's a speaker in California. He does a lot with 360 tours. He taught a class, and as a result of me I was there to teach too, but he taught after me. But I loved his class so much that that's when I decided to purchase this Insta360 camera. The value of a 360 camera is that the consumer, they get to take their finger, and in any shot, they get to scroll. So they can see the ceiling, the walls, the floor. They are in control, and consumers like to be in control. Think of Zillow and Trulia. The reason they're so popular is because of consumer control. 360 camera gives consumer control. And the next tool you might think about investing in would be a drone. None of these expensive drones. That's just what came up at the top when I did the search. A drone that can fit in the palm of your hand. And what you're trying to capture with this drone would be things like chimneys, roofs, gutters, if it's some acreage, you know, flying over the land. And so you can have a drone. So what's going to be your live streaming platform, a 360 camera, and a drone. Because now you don't ever have to touch the premises. I can film everything with having these devices. So I believe that I saw a couple of people come into the chat. And let's see what they're saying here. Posted, hi Marki, can you add the equipment list as a file in the chat, or will it be emailed out? Well, let's go do this right now. This is the joy of everything that we do on the internet, is that I have internet access. And let me copy and paste this link. I'm going to provide it right now. I'm typing it in, and I have posted it. So you can go to that equipment list. I have all the equipment at the top, any books I have at the bottom. So we have posted the equipment list. So it stated, I couldn't post to the Facebook page before and after liking, but I sent a message with the pic. Okay, Elizabeth, I would want to know why you can't post. Did you refresh your browser? But I'll definitely take a look when we get to that part, okay? So I have posted the link, and I think we can move. Are we ready to, any questions on that equipment, or are we ready to move into the equipment you need for your house? And the one piece of equipment I think everybody should have. It doesn't allow us to post. I posted as a comment. So this is what I need. Liz, can you go over to your Facebook business page and say post here? The settings might be set up where people can't just come and make a post, but they can comment on a post. So I'm going to have Liz come over. She's going to do a post and say post here. And then you guys can come and drop your post on that post. It might be the settings of the account. If at first you don't succeed, try and try again. Thank you for letting us know, Anna. Greatly appreciate that. Are there any questions on that special equipment before we go over what you're going to need in your house? Okay, not a problem. Moving right along. So when March the 13th occurred, I'm not going to say my office was makeshift, but it definitely was not what it is today. The first thing was I had a lot more things going on in the background. So I came in and I cleaned some things out. I have a picture over here. I hung some pictures. I went downstairs and I found this vase in my living room. And I think you see some other gold accent pieces over here. Those were in my living room. So I did not go out and go shopping, but I rearranged the messaging and what did I want to convey to people. And I wanted to pull out my first article on Realtor magazine and awards and everything, and I staged my office. So you want to think about, if you're going to be at home working, what does that area look like? Because a lot of people got dirty houses, and that's not a good reflection of you, okay? So what I do know, and I don't have a dirty house, but what I do know is this 4x4 area is going to look this way all the time, okay? So you want to pick your little cubby hole in your house where you can create and do video uninterrupted. And I'm realizing a lot of people are having a hard time doing that, including Al Roker, because I couldn't understand his configuration and setup for weeks. He's getting better, but even some of your new newscasters who we know make millions of dollars, their little setup is not the greatest. There's a group called Live Streaming Pros. I followed them. I downloaded their equipment list. And let me tell you some of the changes that I made as we start going through the equipment. This already had. So I told you before, you want to check your upload, download speed, and that Wi-Fi is ideal, except when you're at home. When you are at home, you want to hardwire into your modem. That means that you have an Ethernet cord that runs from your modem to your computer. The problem is most of us, our computers do not have an Ethernet port. Okay, older computers have an Ethernet port. And if your computer is that old that it has an Ethernet, well, no, I'm not going to say that because I have a new gaming system that has an Ethernet port. So my laptop does not have an Ethernet port. You must get an Ethernet to USB adapter. So I have the Ethernet comes into this left hand side, and the right hand side plugs into my computer. So my computer is actually hardwired to my modem. Okay, so I don't use Wi-Fi at home, which is why I also probably get a better upload speed. At home, I use a Yeti mic, which is this mic. It's not my favorite mic because as you can see, I have an over-the-head Sennheiser. But this is a Yeti mic that I use to record my Audible books. And if I'm dealing with a sound engineer, this is probably what they want me to use to record for them. However, my favorite is what you see me or what I have on. This is probably, I wear this more than I wear my glasses, okay? And I can't see. I wear a bifocal lens, but I have this on my head more than I have my glasses on my face. This is a Sennheiser over-the-head microphone. And the reason I wear it so much is because I'm animated and I move my head a lot. And my audio breaks up when I use that Yeti standalone. Every time I move my head, then the audio is breaking up. These cost about $49. I've had the opportunity to buy 3. I left one out of town and I keep a backup to the mic in case it ever breaks because I don't ever want to stop being able to do my job. If there is one piece of equipment you should buy for your house, it would be a Logitech camera. Here's why. Or another camera similar to the same specs as a Logitech camera. The Logitech camera also has speakers. It has an audio system. It is going to improve your visual and your audio content substantially. Now, I'm having a little issue with Logitech right now. Prior to the coronavirus, you could get these cameras everywhere. Best Buy, Target, Walmart for $199.99. Right now, none of those sites have them. They're all sold out. But Logitech on Amazon has it, and I believe it's $311. So the price has gone up $111 since the coronavirus. I still believe that it is a valuable investment. But if I was going to do video in my house, the first thing I would do before I would ever buy a camera is I would clean the lens on my computer because you've likely touched it. I would get boxes or encyclopedias or a stack of books, and I would elevate my computer to be at or above eye level. And I would make sure that the sunlight is behind the device. Those are things you can do for low cost. But what I will tell you, without a doubt, the camera in your computer is probably the worst camera in your house. So I get substantially better quality from my Logitech camera, and I actually get the best quality. Well, no, I get pretty good quality from my phone, but I also have a Canon camera. And so think about making an investment in some type of equipment. If it was one thing I had to choose for home, it would be this Logitech camera. Also in my house, unlike this little ring light I have here that just slides onto my device, what I have at home is an 18-inch ring light. Now, before the coronavirus occurred, I actually had it standing on a tripod. It no longer stands on a tripod. I decided that I would table mount all of my equipment. So I have a computer, and I have an arm that holds my camera that I'm looking at, and I have an arm that holds my lighting, and my lighting is behind my camera. Now, there was a time that if you look at inside the circle on this camera, it actually has a bracket to hold a mobile device. It used to actually hold my camera. I will tell you, I pulled my camera out and I put the light about a foot to 2 feet behind it, 2 feet, and it changed everything. Like everything I do, from moving things, repositioning them, it actually changes. So you want to take some time to kind of tweak your setup, but it shouldn't cost a lot of money. And the one piece of equipment I would say for home would be a Logitech or Logitech-like camera. If you're not going to buy this 18-inch ring light and you buy another lighting system, a tripod is always a great investment. I have 3 of these tripods. You can buy them for they were $25 before quarantine. I don't know what the cost is to right now, because so many people have started to work from home until all of the equipment that we were using for video has gone up substantially. Are there any questions on home equipment? It doesn't allow us to post. I posted in the comments. If you go to the Sacramento Facebook page, just go to post and you can write something on the page. You're going to write it on Liz's recent post. You can post it there. Questions on that home equipment? Okay, so by a show of hands, because I can see you guys, who here has created video in the past? Raise your hand. Okay, so a few people, not everyone. Can anyone tell me in the chat why you aren't creating video? Is it time? Is it scared? What is it? What tripod did you buy for the ring light? So the tripod that I initially had for the ring light is the Amazon tripod. I took my ring light off and I actually have a arm mount. So what I can actually do, I believe I can do this, let's see here, is I can take a picture and share it in the group so that you all can see my new configuration. And I was gonna buy a new 36-inch monitor. I took the old TV out my son's room. So I have I don't know how old this TV is that sits on the desk. I did not buy a new monitor. You've created video, elated to hear that, vain and scared. Now I get the vanity part. Scary, feel inadequate and do not feel like an on-screen personality. Here's the thing, I've been around you guys, so I know you got personality galore. Okay, one, you're smart, you're leaders, you're outgoing, you understand the real estate market. But I will, in all honesty, the more video you create, the more comfortable you become with creating video. And it's the craziest thing. And I didn't always like video, but let me tell you what happened. So I was always getting ready to get ready, right? I needed to get my hair cut. I needed to go to MAC to get my makeup done. And then I needed this new dress, but I had closets full of dresses. And I was at Williams-Sonoma with my youngest son. He was taking a cooking class because he was typical kid today, didn't like anything, and I figured if I taught him how to cook, he would eat more food. It actually worked. And the Facebook Live icon, I had been waiting for it to come to the mobile device, or at least to the Samsung device. People with Apple already had it. And I saw that little light, and I said, oh, I can do a Facebook Live. And I did the Facebook Live on a Saturday in full mom mode in the middle of Williams-Sonoma. I had never had that much engagement on anything I had ever posted in my life. And I was a regular poster. And I said, wow. And they don't care how I look. I'm here at a cooking class on a Saturday afternoon. I didn't even prep for this. I didn't know I was going to go live. And I have been chasing that feeling that, ooh, I can generate leads, talk to people in real time. They feel a sense of connection. And I don't need a new dress, a haircut, or makeup. And so once you do it, the more you do it, the more comfortable you will become, but you have to do it. And I have a favorite quote I always say: technology will never replace a realtor, but a realtor with technology will replace one without it. And oftentimes we use age as the barrier. Age is not the barrier. The barrier is changing your mind. So I need you to have a shift in mindset today, because you have the knowledge, you have the tenure, you have the personality to outshine anybody in your marketplace. But that new agent coming in who's willing to leverage these tools are actually taking market share. And I am diehard for my realtors. And I believe that if you've been in something long enough, you know some things no one else knows, if nothing more than the history, right? And so we want to think about how we're going to leverage that. So in doing that, we've posted creation of content, multiple takes to get it right. I love live streaming video because I don't have to edit it. That 100%. And I never really knew until last year why I loved it really so much. Now I love the sense of connection and all of that, but I don't edit my video. If I make a mistake, and let's say that mistake occurred at the 3-minute mark, on the comments, I'll say, oops, made a mistake at the 3-minute mark. I said 10 million, should have been 12 million. And people think of you as being human. Oh, she made a mistake. She came back and admitted her mistake. And we keep on going. I'm going to show you, we're going to actually create some more content, but there's a couple of things that I definitely want to show you first. And one of those things that I want to show you, let's go here. And when it comes to content creation, there's a tool that I use all the time, and it is wave.video/calendar. What I love about wave.video/calendar is that it tells me what every single day of the year is, and it's free. The next thing I love about wave.video/calendar, and it's right up here. I'm going to copy this so when I come back to the chat, I'll type it into the chat for you. What I also like about it is right over here on the right-hand side, it says sync with my calendar. So if I come over and I open up Google Calendar, you will see that wave.video is going to be at the very top of my calendar in purple. Okay, so it's syncing what every single day is, and it lets me get a hold of creating my content. So wave.video/calendar, it's a great resource to use to create your content. And I will type that link in for you because it is a free tool. Do you create a script for your videos? If so, how do you set up to see your script and be looking at the camera? Okay, so I don't script anything. I'm a natural ham. Okay, I should have been an actress. And so my stuff isn't scripted. What I do is I write down 5 bullet points. The reason I write down 5 bullet points is because I talk a lot and I can get quite wordy and just keep going and going and going. So I come up with the 5 bullet points to keep me focused on task so that I just don't go off and start talking. There are teleprompters. So like I'm looking at my camera, I could have a teleprompter either above or below the teleprompter where you type the script in, and you could actually use, let's say you're on your computer and you're doing this, you could use your phone. There are prompter apps for your iPad, your tablet, and your phone. I don't recommend that you do a full script. I recommend that you do a few bullet points. People want you. They don't want the scripted version of you. And when you read a script, you look like you're reading. Okay, so there is a president of an association, and every time I look at his emails, I can tell he's reading from the prompter. Now, he naturally can just flow, but they are determined they're going to give him a script, and he looks scripted. And he's slower in his delivery and everything. So just think about that 5 bullet points, because I would imagine you're not going to talk about something you don't already know. So you know this, you've lived it. And you should just write those 5 bullet points to keep you structured, but they don't want the scripted version of you. By a show of yeses in the chat bar, how many people here, I know you've created video, but how many people have done a Facebook Live video? Yes, 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 no, yes, 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 yes. Okay, yes, at an open house. Yes, and on Instagram. No. So we have only a few people who have not created a Facebook Live video. So we're going to actually talk about some other tools that you can implement in your business. So we have our Amazon. I dropped the link. I also dropped the link for the wave.video so that you can create great content. So now, if we're going to create video, and even if we were going to create a Facebook Live video, we have to make a choice. Are we going to create vertical videos, or are we going to create horizontal videos? The world that we come from is 100% about horizontal videos. It's the same way your television is. It's the same way your computer screen is. The problem is that most of us are consuming content from the palm of our hand, and our mobile devices now, the mass majority are vertical. If you're creating vertical videos, a couple of things to keep in mind. The likelihood is that it will be a story. That means an Instagram story, a Facebook story. It could even be a TikTok or a Snapchat. Most of this video content, Snapchat, Facebook stories, Instagram stories, all disappears within 24 hours. But it doesn't mean you can't archive it and then reshare that content. So I do a mixture of vertical videos and horizontal videos. But because most of us have horizontal videos contingent upon how long we've been creating videos, there is a free app that I want you to get. And that app is InShot, InShot, InShot. And the beauty about the InShot app is that I can take a horizontal video and put it inside of a vertical video frame. And that means then I have space at the top and the bottom to add a URL, add a call to action, add emojis, add my company's logo. So InShot, you can use it for free. Now I do use the premium version of $9 a year. I don't think you have to invest in the premium version. Everything that I just stated to you, you can actually do for free. So InShot, InShot, you would go to InShot.com. Facebook has made some changes where we now have what they call Facebook Publisher. It's the whole live streaming platform. And when we do our Facebook Live videos, if you do a Facebook Live video to your personal page, that Facebook Live video can be to the public, to friends accept, to specific friends, or to only you. So for practice, for those who've never done one, I would want for you to go do one to your personal page and set the privacy settings to only me. You can do rear facing or front facing. So here's what's unique about Facebook Live videos. I can toggle between having the camera on me and having the camera on the property, but I cannot toggle from vertical to horizontal. I have to start and finish my orientation the same way. So if I'm vertical, I'm vertical. If I'm horizontal, but I can't flip between the two. But I can toggle between it being forward facing or rear facing. You can do Facebook Live videos from an Apple device, an Android device, a tablet, an iPad, or from your computer. And you can actually stream live to Facebook inside of Zoom. I stream live to Facebook and Zoom. I stream live to YouTube and Zoom. And there are some other third-party tools that you could use like Be Live, which a lot of people are using. That Facebook Live video can go to your personal page, a business page, yes,
I haven't gotten my.
a group, or an event. So you definitely have some options on how you can share this video content. Lives all the time. Tried it, but it didn't work out, came out sideways. So the reason it came out sideways, if you want it to come out straight, you have to do one thing first. You have to take the screen lock off your phone. So if you do not take your screen lock off your phone, your camera will not turn from vertical to horizontal. So you will be sideways. Also, you must start and finish sideways or horizontal. So if your screen lock is on, you definitely were sideways. You have to take the screen lock off. And for me to take my screen lock off, I have to slide my phone down. Let me see, where is it? Lock, I'm trying to see which screen it is. Quick sync edge turning. Oh, I'm not seeing it right now. But I slid my phone down and it's actually in my settings where I could take that lock off and my phone can rotate. If not, it's not gonna turn for you. All the time, sometimes confused with the Instagram lives. Renee, you should be confused by Instagram Live because it's confusing. Just last week, Instagram Live now allows you to save your Instagram lives as an IGTV. New update. Because for about a week, we could not download our Instagram lives. And I would say that's because they were working to give you the capabilities that anytime you do an Instagram live now, if it is longer than a minute in duration, you can publish it as an IGTV, which I highly recommend. Because if you publish it as an IGTV, you created a live, which essentially is in a story feed. You've published it to IGTV, which is another feed, but then you can preview your IGTV in the regular feed. Okay, so you've actually done a trifecta. So I encourage Instagram Live because they changed the feature that you can hit every last feed on Instagram. Will you be sharing which site you can share content without worry of being sued? So Anna, don't quite understand the question. You can share to any social media site. The question isn't where to share it, it's what to share. So in order to avoid a lawsuit, or in order to avoid violating license law or the Realtors Code of Ethics, you should never share another person's listing without their written permission. And we have a habit of sharing other people's listings without their written permission. So if you get written permission, email, text, messenger, that, hey, can I share your listing at 123 Main Street? You should not have any problems with sharing. You have to adhere to your license rules, and I will say California has some stringent rules that you have to adhere to. One, I know you have to use your license number, and I'm not sure if you're one of the states that also needs to do it with a business page. But with that being said, it's not, people aren't necessarily getting in trouble on where they publish. It's what they're publishing that gets them in the most amount of trouble. So we're going to open this up for Q&A. Is there anyone who wants to unmute themselves to ask any questions? While you're asking those questions, I am going to slide on over here to the group to see if I can see some posts and give you all a opportunity to come in and post to the group so that you can send me your email address and I can send one happy winner a $25 Amazon gift card. You guys don't have any questions for me? Nope, I see y'all looking down at your phone. Does that mean that you guys are over here trying to figure this out and you coming to make a post?
Marki, this is Anna. To go back to my question, I think the last time I saw you, the reason for my question is every morning I like to post a motivational meme or whatever the case may be. And I understood that maybe we had to be careful on where we got those from.
Oh, okay, so come back. If you're looking for royalty-free content, would that be correct?
Yes.
Okay. One, I would use the website Pexels, P-E-X-E-L-S, Pexels. So Pexels, you want to find a royalty-free website, Pexels.com.
Thank you.
So with Pexels, you'll get the photos. However, if you're going to post motivational quotes consistently, I would say invest in word swag. And the reason is, and I'm going to show you this real quick, why I would do that. How quick this is. I'm actually in word swag right now. I am going to go and just pick this background and we're going to crop it and I'm going to double tap. Let me double tap this. Come on, double tap, Marki, double tap. Just hold on. It always double tap. Okay, it's in there. It's, you know what, I'm not going to see it if I'm trying to do white on white. But the beautiful thing is when I am double tapping this, if it opens for me, it gives me all of these different quotes that I can use. I don't know if you see those kind of popping up. And it allows me to design it to my company colors and everything. So Word Swag is $3.99, where you can add your logo, you can pick your company colors, and it has motivational quotes in there. Like today is, make today so awesome, yesterday gets jealous, okay? So I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty cute, right? So I'm gonna just pull this out real quick and kind of show it to you. I'm gonna style it real quick. And come back and show it to you in one hot second. I'm trying to make it cute real quick for you guys. Here, let's see. Oh, I think I like that. Okay, here we go. Here. So just by sitting there in those couple of seconds with Word Swag, which I think is $3.99, they had their own quote. I used black and white. I could change the colors of anything. I could change the orientation. I could add my logo. I would say $3.99 would be well worth it. And here's the thing. You could essentially take the other quotes and put them in here and just attribute the author.
Okay.
Yeah, but $3.99 Word Swag. Some of it might be Story Swag. Yep, but not a problem. What is the spelling? Oh, Word Swag. Let me put it right here. W-O-R-D-S-W-A-G. Oh, wait, I spelled that wrong. Okay. So it's Word Swag. It's available Apple and Android. I actually have it on both of my devices. I also use another tool called Swag. Oh, here's what else I love about Word Swag for the $3.99. It already has Pexels built into it. So you can use search for the word architecture. You will receive 20 times more photos and or videos. So don't search for the word real estate. Search for the word architecture. Oh, you guys are so freaking cute. This is unreal. Oh, this is going to be rough to do here. Oh, Lord. Oh. So I'm going to make it easy on myself. I am going to actually give the award to the person who received the most likes on the picture that they posted. And the person with the most likes on the picture at this moment is Carol Adams. Where's Carol? Hey, Carol, Carol, now you know this light don't look like that light you're sitting in right now, right? You look a little darker here than you do on this picture. So you did a really freaking awesome job, Carol. If you could, Carol, I need to get your email address. If you type it in, I'll copy it and I'll send that Amazon gift card to you via email. So either you can make sure I get it or you can type it in the chat bar. But Carol, I'm gonna say, I don't know what you did on this photo, but the lighting, look at Carol right now and look at the lighting on this picture. The lighting looks like she is in 2 totally different locations, and she had 4 likes on her photo. You all liked each other's photos. So I appreciate the engagement that you had, and I'm gonna need Carol Adams' email address. What questions do you guys have? We spent 90 minutes together. Oh, question. Oh, let me copy Carol's address real quick before we get this question done so that I can go do my job right. Hold on. Let me just copy this real quick for Carol, and I'm gonna go paste it somewhere to make sure that I have it, because I don't want to lose it. Let me just add it to the end here. Do a new slide. Layout, and I see some more questions. So if you have any questions, you can go on and type those questions in. As I have time to answer all your questions. So, question, in a previous event of yours I attended, you mentioned that Instagram videos should be a certain length to become IGTV. I do best in Instagram algorithm. So let me say this. In order, Instagram has made numerous changes to time limits and everything. Today, you would need that video to be 60 seconds. So 60 seconds is the minimum. It started off as 15 seconds, but today you can do 60 seconds. And I encourage every Realtor member, because 1 minute of video content is equivalent to 1.8 million words, I think we should all create 60 seconds of video every single day. The light is brighter on the photo because it gets too bright to keep during Zoom meetings. Well, let me say this, Carol, the light looks fabulous. You are awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate everyone. We have been recording, and so your association can download this video and then upload it to your Facebook group, but you have to like the Facebook group in order to be able to view it. I appreciate you. If you're not already a member of Real Estate Live, it is Carrie Little and I's private Facebook group. Please feel free to join us. And if you have any questions in the next 24 hours, type them into the Women's Council Facebook page. As for the next 24 hours, I will come back and answer any questions. Hey, Liz.
Hey, thank you so very much, Marki. Wonderful as usual. So that is great. Thank you so much for coming and sharing with us. And thank you everybody for joining us today. So we will keep in touch and let you know what our next event is. And thank you. Bye.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye, Liz. Thanks.
Hey,
Bye-bye.
yes, congratulations, Carol. You look great.